state, the undisputed middleweight championship of the world, as Marvin Hagler defends his title against Tony Sibson. Hello again, everyone. I'm Al Michaels, and it is the undisputed championship inasmuch as both the WBA and the WBC recognized Marvin Hagler as the champion, a man who for years people referred to as the uncrowned middleweight champion. He was finally given a shot in 1979, a draw with Vito Antuofermo in Las Vegas, but then he was able to win the title from Alan Minter in 1980 in England and has successfully defended his crown 5 times since. Tony Sibson is a big underdog, yet he's ranked #1 by the WBC, #3 by the WBA, and he owns a win over Alan Minter and also a victory over Dwight Davison as he fights outside of his native England for only the 2nd time, and this is his first appearance in the United States. The referee tonight, Carlos Padilla, a Philippine national living and working out of Las Vegas, the man who refereed the Ali Frazier Thriller at Manila. The judges, Marcelo Bertini of Italy and Tony Perez from Puerto Rico, now living in New York. 2 judges and the referee. The referee figures in the scoring. A look at the tail of the tape. Marvelous Marvin Hagler is 28 years old. Sibson is 24. Sibson weighed in at the middleweight limit, 160 pounds. Hagler at 158 1/4. Hagler has an 1.5 inch advantage in height and a big advantage, 6.5 inches, in reach. So we're set. The undisputed middleweight championship of the world at stake, at hand, round 1. Both fighters wearing 8-ounce gloves. 10-point must-scoring system. The 3 knockdown rule has been waived. There's a mandatory 8 count for a knockdown. And under the new rules, as Hagler tries to connect with a combination, the referee, Padilla, can't call for a standing out 8 count if one of the fighters is in danger. That's a new rule in the wake of the Duk Koo Kim tragedy. It would be scored as a knockdown. There's no saving by the bell except in the 15th round. Hagler with a reach advantage. It would behoove Sibson, you would think, to try to work inside, to try to get inside on Hagler, but Marvin with a quick right followed by a left. And Sibson hanging on as Padilla breaks them apart, but Hagler coming out quick with a couple of chopping rights. Hagler, a natural left-hander, but a man who converts. And, of course, from time to time can confuse an opponent, normally a lesser opponent than somebody who's qualified like Simpson to fight for the middleweight championship of the world. Hagler in his 6th title defense. Obviously a big crowd favorite. Most of his early career spent fighting in and around the Boston area. The only 2 losses in his career coming within an 8-week span in 1976, both in Philadelphia, and the 2 losses were subsequently avenged for Willie Monroe and Boogaloo Watts, who's now one of his sparring partners. Hagler has not lost in his last 30 fights. There's 1 draw during that period, the draw with Antuofermo. Sibson has won 14 straight. Much of the talk in Worcester this week preparatory to this bout dealing with the fact that Sibson did not spar since coming to the United States a week and a half ago. His workouts were open to the public, but that's all he did. He worked out. He did not spar at all, and there's some speculation that he might be hurt. 30 seconds remaining in the 1st round, and the pace in this round relatively dominated by Hagler. Marvin on the move, trying to go underneath. A quick right to the head. The waning seconds of the 1st round. Round 2 for the middleweight championship of the world. Marvin Hagler against Tony Sibson. Round 1, a good one for Hagler, who came out, scored early, quickly, established the pace, took control of the round. Sibson with a couple of quick lefts. Sibson, as we mentioned, to try to cut down on that reach advantage, will probably try to get inside, something that Hagler did not afford him the opportunity to do in round one. Marvin looking very, very sharp. Marvelous Marvin Hagler it is, and that's his legal name. He had it changed. And when it was changed, he had to produce his birth certificate as proof, and that's how they found out he was only 28 instead of 30. He still claims he's 30. What it amounted to when he was an amateur, he got an early start. He said he was 18 when he was really only 16. Hagler 28, Sibson 24. Round two. Hagler very much fighting his fight in the first round and a half. We're halfway through the second round. Hagler, not the type who will normally knock you out with one blow. If you've seen him before, a combination type fighter, he'll wear you down, attrition, and normally he does it with great rapidity. He's fought only 6 rounds in the last 16 months, a 5-round knockout and a first-round knockout. He knocked out Caveman Lee in 1. Took care of Fulgencio Obel Mejias in 5. If he's rusty, he's not showing it at all, despite working a rather limited schedule over the past year and a third. Sibson has the reputation as a fellow who can take a blow. He takes a left right there. Hagler's been scoring, but Sibson's been weathering everything to this point. Tony not doing much offensively, but withstanding thus far all of Hagler's shots. Scheduled for 15 rounds, and I don't think there are 3 people at ringside who think it'll go more than 10. 25 seconds remaining in the second round. Sibson looking for an opening, and Hagler giving him absolutely nothing. Missing with a right. Five seconds left in round 2. Another good one from Marvin Hagler. Round 4. In a fight very much dominated through 3 by Marvin Hagler in his 6th defense, and he comes out smoking in round number 4. Sibson withstanding just about everything, but still it would figure Marvin Hagler piling up the points. Good left by Hagler, but here comes Sibson right back. Trying to connect with that left hook. He's been connecting with some isolated punches, but has done not even the remotest damage to the champion thus far. Hagler with a right. Sibson is not a fellow who bleeds. As a matter of fact, Mickey Duff, the fabled British promoter, telling us he's only seen him cut 1 time, and here's the second time right now as blood begins to trickle from the right nostril of Sibson. So Hagler has opened up a cut. Of course, in that area, it will affect Sibson's breathing. Hagler still very much controlling the pace. The fight has been all his. Marvin moving, obviously in top shape. Tremendous shape. He trains in seclusion up at the tip of Cape Cod in Provincetown. Came into Worcester 2 days ago. Canceled the press conference. A somewhat enigmatic champion. Shaven head. A man who looks forbidding and menacing. The scowling countenance, and yet outside the ring, everybody who knows him will tell you, a very gentle man. And finally, now getting his due and getting some respect after being the uncrowned middleweight champion for years in the estimation of many. Half a minute to go in round 4. Hagler slowing down just a tad perhaps in round 4, but still controlling the tempo. Quick pace set by Hagler through the first 3. 5 seconds to go in round number 4. Marvin Hagler and Tony Sibson as we start round 5. The fight controlled very much by Hagler to this point. The two had a brief exchange of words after the bell that ended round number 4. And in Sibson's corner, they were treating the nose, blood trickling from the nostril in the 4th round. Sibson fighting in the U.S. for the first time, takes a left. But again, he's been able to withstand everything Hagler has thrown at him. It's been Marvin's fight. Sibson trying to hang right in and trying to do some damage himself, but nothing as yet. Good right by Hagler. Marvin just wearing him down. Another right, and the crowd responding. Sibson has shown us that he can take a punch, but little else to this point. Hagler has not let him get inside, has not let him come in with a combination, has let him have an isolated punch, perhaps get through, but Marvin barely flinching to this point. Sibson able to take everything Hagler's dished out, but if nothing else, Marvin obviously piling up the points. 5th round.
Okay, bring it up, bring it up. No holding, no holding. Bring it up, bring it up.
Carlos Padilla, the referee. He figures in the scoring. Sibson trying to work through, but Hagler picking off most of the punches and connecting on his own. Marvin with a left. And again, blood begins to trickle from the nose of Sibson and 2 quick rights and another right. Sibson trying to tie him up, and he does. He took 3 hard shots, and back he comes. Look at Sibson now. Blood streaming now from the corner of the left eye of Sibson. But Sibson, a game challenger, trying to battle back, taking everything Hagler has to throw, but how much longer, you have to wonder. 20 seconds remaining in round number 5. Sibson proving he is very, very game, but at this point, Hagler could be pitching a shutout. Marvin controlling the pace, landing all of the significant blows, and the fight has been very much his. That's the end of round number 5, and again, Sibson delivering a blow after the bell, and the scowling countenance of Marvin Hagler as he comes back to his corner, and the crowd boos Sibson. There's the right by Hagler, and another one, the quick 1-2 from Marvin Hagler, the 2 right-hand shots followed by another one, and yet Sibson able to withstand all of that. An overhead view now, the right, and back he comes. And when Sibson starts to move away again, there's one more to come from Hagler. So the 5th round, very much Hagler's. And those punches may have opened up the cut over the left eye of Sibson. We mentioned before, a man who rarely bleeds, but taking a lot of punishment from Hagler, examined by the ring doctor, fit now to continue as we get set for round 6 in what has been a one-sided confrontation to this point. The crowd perhaps sensing an imminent finish responding as both men come out for round number 6. Of course, it's a Hagler crowd. Marvin, born in Newark, New Jersey, lived there till he was a teenager, then to Brockton, Massachusetts. Sibson from the town of Leicester, England, taking another couple of rights. Sibson's corner yelling out to Carlos Padilla, watch his head, perhaps indicating they thought that cut might have been opened up by a butt. Good left by Hagler. Marvin coming from every angle. The 3 rights in round 5. A left here in round number 6. Sibson taking everything. He's game, there's no question about that. But he's been unable to do anything. Unable to get anything going. Another left by Hagler, and Sibson withstands that, and again the blood begins to trickle from the left eye. And now it's more than a trickle, it's screaming.
Okay, bring it up.
Marvin Hagler in his 6th title defense, and when you think about it, he's rarely been tested in the 5 prior defenses. Sibson, though, coming back at him, but then Hagler again with a right. Sibson hanging right in. But there goes Hagler with a left, and down goes Tony. Mandatory 8 count. He's up at the count of 2, but he'll take the mandatory 8. Carlos Padilla coming over to take a look. The eye bleeding profusely. He'll let it continue for the moment. A minute to go in round number 6. Blood streaming from the eye now. Sibson trying to fight back, still trying to get inside, still trying to land some effective blows. But he's facing a great champion. There's no question about that. It's been all Hagler to this point. A right. Sibson ready to go again. Another right. And somehow Tony able to stand up, and now he's finally down again. Going to his knee. Padilla sends Hagler to the neutral corner. 25 seconds to go. Padilla says that's it. Marvin Hagler, a 6th-round technical knockout. Still the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Marvin Hagler holding up the championship belt. He'll get to keep that. Aloft the shoulders of his handlers. The crowd responding. They sold this place out in less than 2 days when they made the fight. An arena that opened less than 6 months ago, hosting its first championship fight, and they watched Hagler in a walk. But give a lot of credit to Sibson. He stood in there, hung in there, took almost everything Hagler had to offer, and then finally wore down. And there it was, the end coming. The second knockdown as Padilla steps in to stop the fight in the 6th round. The time 2:40 of the 6th round, another overhead look. Again, it was simply the culmination of what had taken place for the entire fight. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, his 6th title defense, successful ending in the 6th round. As far as we could tell, it looked like everything went according to perhaps the way you thought about it in Provincetown. Did the fight turn out exactly as you anticipated?
2 months of preparation, 6 weeks to 7 weeks of really hard training down in my Provincetown training camp, and I tell you, everything by putting yourself in jail really pays off. My trainers and managers are 100%. They've been working very hard with me, and I thank my sparring partners, which I had, that got me in this terrific shape that to come in here and destroy. I've been fighting all champions and all #1 contenders, and they still haven't given me the credit. I still haven't received Fight of the Year. I haven't got my credibility yet. I don't know what I really have to do in order to get it, but if I keep winning, sooner or later it's got to come my way.
Larry Holmes says that too. He says he doesn't get the respect he deserves. People are beginning, though, I think, to realize just what a champion you are. Do you feel that you are, at this point, gaining that respect?
I'm marvelous, and I'm getting marvelous and marvelous every time I'm out. And I got some great people behind me. That's what's making me so successful. The hard work, the dedication, and first of all, believing in God. I think that's what it's all about. He's led us this far, and he's going to continue, as long as you believe in the man upstairs.
Marvelous Marvin is looking more and more like Alexander the Great these days, with no more fields to conquer.
Showboat House